Well, good afternoon. My name's Johnston. I'm a Ballina Shire councillor, also owner and director of Premium Solar Solutions, and a 20-year resident of the beautiful Northern Rivers. It never ceases to amaze me that 14 years ago we lost our train line throughout the region, a train line that connects Lismore, Byron Bay, Mullumbimby, Bangalow, and is only about 12 kilometres from the fastest growing area in Australia, being the Gold Coast. Why the politicians haven't found the funding to recommence that train line, and more importantly to start up a commuter rail service that links our major towns in the Northern Rivers, is beyond me. We're also one of the fastest growing areas in New South Wales outside of Sydney, and we have increasing congestion on our roads, particularly during peak hours. And we have a university in Lismore. We've got about 2 million tourists a year in Byron Bay, and what better way for both locals and our visitors to get around to see the region and our regional cities other than by train. The small investment to get back a commuter rail service and to plan future growth and planning decisions around that growth rail corridor is beyond me. Trains on our tracks is a no-brainer. We've seen the upgrade of the Pacific Highway in our area alone costing over $4 billion, mainly to facilitate B-double trucks to be going between Sydney and Brisbane. While they can't find an investment for our region which would grow our regional cities, make our roads safer, less congestion, and spread the tourism dollars around our region, it makes sense to me. And particularly as our population continues to grow, our roads are only going to get more congested, and yet we have this railway line linking all our towns and cities. We could also have the potential for the rail trail tourism dollars and an extra recreational sporting adventure for local people, which could run right next to the railway line, which would further enhance the tourism potential of our area and provide more opportunities for locals. Please support the return of our railway line, and the sooner we do it and invest that with local planning decisions moving forward, the better our region will be. Also, in the age of climate change and a carbon restricted economy and world, having electric trains being the major transport between our regional towns like Lismore, Byron Bay, Mullumbimby, Bangalow, Wollumbar and into southeast Queensland not only reduces congestion on our road, it would reduce the amount of oil, pollution that comes from car transport. As I said, over 2 million visitors to Byron Bay alone and more to the Northern Rivers. Why aren't all these tourists coming down from Brisbane and the Gold Coast and beyond, coming via trains and making our communities much more livable? The amenity of our area, as we continue to have population increase, is a major concern of mine. More development doesn't really mean a better quality of life for people. While it may bring a few more jobs, you've got a lot more people that you need to find jobs for. So the train makes sense. It's low carbon, it improves the amenity, reduces transport congestion, makes our roads safer, and spreads the wealth and tourism dollars around our whole region rather than having it focused on the coast. Yeah, as an avid bike rider, I've been pushing for the connection of local cycleway networks. The state government has a proposed North Coast cycleway network which would connect Grafton to Ballina to Byron Bay all the way up into southeast Queensland. That's the coastal cycleway network. The beauty of the train line is we can also have those cycleway networks linking our regional centres like Casino, Lismore, Bangalow, Mullumbimby. This rail trail has to be beside the railway line. It makes no sense to forego our transport corridor for a tourism recreational use like a rail trail when they could both complement each other. Imagine A lot of visitors start in Byron Bay, they go on a 3 or 4 day ride, staying in Bangalore, Lismore, Kyogle, Casino, and then they can get the train back to where they started from. Obviously that works in reverse as well. It makes no sense to compromise our railway line for a cycleway when we can have both. They complement each other, and our region, if we spoke with one voice, I'm sure we could get some funding to make sure that our railway line is there for a commuter railway service, as well as having the rail trail right next door. So we currently have a situation here where about 80 kilometres to our north we have a border drawn on the map where it becomes the Queensland government. They are investing in their light rail and rail networks to bring it down to Coolangatta, down to southeast Queensland. That is only about 12 kilometres away from the Casino to Murwillumbah railway line. It makes total sense to extend that railway link so that people in Lismore, Byron Bay, Ballina and northern New South Wales can then, if they wish to, easily get the train to work up in Brisbane, the Gold Coast and vice versa. So that train line would be a lot more viable for commuter railway services linking in with the major growth area in Australia. Further planning decisions then as well to further reduce congestion on our roads could look to build around sections of that railway corridor so that people don't need to rely on the car to get between our major centres. Let's work together with Queensland and the New South Wales governments to put the proposals together to invest and get a timeline to actually return our railway service from Casino to Murwillumbah and to finish that missing link to get us into southeast Queensland and beyond.